Good evening, good morning to those who are watching this video. When we look at other professional football leagues besides the NFL, today we pretty much have leagues that are trying to help these players develop and have a second chance at the NFL. Today we have football leagues like the Canadian Football League having their own brand in Canada, and today we have the United Football League with the XFL and USFL merging together. But back in the day, it really wasn't like that. Back in the day, they really wanted to try to compete with the NFL and try to take it down. Because they think that the NFL is taking over everything, all the TV stations and everything that other football leagues all really wanted to get back in the day. So, today's going to be, this video is going to be part one of this multi-part series about the 3 times that 3 leagues are trying to compete with the NFL. And today, we're going to be rocking with the World Football League. In October of 1973, Gary Davidson, who was a lawyer and businessman, established the World Football League, or the WFL. This was his 3rd attempt, however, to compete with professional sports leagues. In 1967, he established the American Basketball Association to compete with the NBA, but folded 9 years later. And then he tried again in 1972 to compete with the World Hockey Association, but due to economic issues, that league also folded. Out of those 3 leagues he established, the World Football League was his least successful, only lasting for 1.5 seasons. You can say this is a failure, but it's an understatement. We want to know, why did this league folded much earlier compared to the rest of the leagues Gary Davidson developed, and why competing in the NFL was a bad idea in the first place. As the World Football League kicked off in 1974, things seems to be a bit weird. Like some of the teams that are established, it just seems off. I don't know, it just seems off. Like Birmingham Americans, Chicago Fire. Heck, there's even the Houston Texans, and then the following season there was the Charlotte Hornets. So if you have these 2 names right now, thank the World Football League for that. Not only did the World Football League supply the flashy uniforms, but they also designed color-coded pants. Like, God, gee whiz, I would love to see what my favorite player's position is playing at by the color of the pants. And it's not even weird at that part. Remember the NFL and college football, when you have to chain game to measure if it's a first down? Well, the World Football League only needed 1 person, and they used this item called the Dicker Rod. Huh? I cannot tell if this is close to the first down. Alright, come on, bring out the Dicker Rod. Why do we only need 1 person just to work on one big thing? Oh, we know we're not going to have enough money to pay the people, so we have to use 1 person for the glorious Dicker Rod. I can see your explanation, but that really doesn't prove the point. I honestly don't know how some of these officials are not comfortable by just saying the word Dicker Rod. And the season consists of 20 games in 19 weeks. But wait. I said that right? 20 games in 19 weeks. That's 6 more than the NFL was in 1974. The NFL didn't establish the 16 games until 1978, and then they didn't establish the 17 in 2021. So why in the heck did the World Football League play 20 games in the span of 19 weeks? Well, apparently because the WFL doubled their games over Labor Day weekend, which, I don't know, you just don't double your games over the weekend. Plus, the WFL also implemented some rules that is impacted today. For example, the WFL had goalposts right at the goal line. At the same time, the NFL put the goalpost at the back of the end zone. Back in the day, the NFL's holding penalty was 15 yards. But when the World Football League was announced, they established a rule that the holding penalty was reduced to 10 yards, which is exactly what the NFL has today. And other rules also established, like having 1 foot being counted as a catch, and having an overtime rule where it's split into 7.5-minute quarters. The beginning of the season started promising, especially in cities like Philadelphia and Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Sharks pulled up 100,000 fans in the span of 2 days, and the Philadelphia Bell drew 120,000 fans in the span of 2 games. Which sounds amazing, right? On paper, though. So the league discovered that both the Jacksonville Sharks and the Philadelphia Bell had fans enter the game either for free or for discounted tickets. The actual tickets they sell over, the Sharks had 44,000 tickets, and the Bell had 20,000. Less than 20 people actually paid for the tickets out of 120,000 fans. Now, that is embarrassing, and this event became known as Papergate. Oh, and if you guys think that this is the worst the WFL did, oh, you are sadly mistaken, like the Seahawks failing to run at the goal line to win Super Bowl 49. Out of the 12 teams that existed in the inaugural season, 2 of the 12 teams folded 14 games into the season. The Detroit Reels were so incredibly cheap that they couldn't even pay at least $10,000 per player. And out of the 33 players they have drafted, they only signed 3. Freaking 3! What, was Mr. Krabs the owner of that franchise? And the other team, the Jacksonville Sharks, had the owner Fran Monaco to stop paying players due to economic issues. And Monaco was forced to sell the team to the league. And the player decided to boycott the Sharks. So mainly, the problem is simple here. There's just no money. There's no money around the World Football League. I mean, heck, the Sharks and the Wheels were not going to make the playoffs regardless. They had a bad record. But even then, the playoff format was chaotic as ever. The original format was supposed to be 3 division champs and 1 wildcard team. But nope. It was supposed to be 2 top teams in division, with the top 2 have a bye week. And heck, one of the playoff teams that's supposed to be there, they were actually forced out because, once again, economic issues. That team was the Charlotte Hornets. They were replaced by the Philadelphia Bell. The championship matchup, or the World Bowl, wasn't really impressive either, with the Birmingham Americans beating the Florida Blazers 22-21. Then during the middle of the 1975 season, the World Football League was no more. Out of the 3 leagues we were about to cover in this series, I believe that the World Football League was the worst. It was very disorganized, it had a lack of financial solutions, and players played for basically free. At least the next 2 leagues, at least they get to play for money. But next time, we're going to go over the chaos that was the USFL. I'm currently reading A Football for a Buck by Jeff Pearlman to gather all the information. So, once I gather all the information, the USFL video will be up as soon as I get all the information, which might take some time. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.